I'm Scott Kurtz. I'm a cartoonist and kid lit author living in the Pacific Northwest. So Table Titans Club is a book about a group of friends who have their own Dungeons and Dragons club at their school, and it focuses primarily on Val Winters, who is a new student at her school, and she's got a really active over imagination, or really active imagination, and kind of a short temper, which has gotten her in trouble at previous schools. But she meets Darius and Alan and Andrew, and they have their own club, and she joins it and just kind of finds a home for herself. And so the book's really about the importance of friendship in middle grade and forming those tight bonds, and what it means to be yourself, kind of no matter what at that age. I'd really love to hear them talk about um, the importance of, well, first and foremost, the importance of friendship and what it means to have a found family. You know, you're born into your biological family, or you're adopted into your first family, but you kind of make your second family among your friends and colleagues. And I've always been fascinated with that concept, and how it kind of leads back to the idea that we were all put here to kind of take care of each other. So I really want that to shine through. But I would the really deep hidden theme is kind of the power of storytelling, and how when you get together with people and you create stories, how powerful that can be. I grew up as the child of two immigrants. So my father was immigrated from Germany in the 50s. My mother's parents immigrated from Italy, and they were artichoke farmers. So I grew up with a lot of stories and media from other countries. So when I was growing up, I got all the comics from Europe, and Belgium and Spain, because they're a lot more popular there than here in the States. So I've been inspired by. I'm a very lucky person that I grew up in the 80s. So my childhood was George Lucas and Steven Spielberg and Robert Zemeckis. So I'm inspired by all the media that I've consumed my whole life, comics and movies and video games. I was kind of there for the dawn of video games, but it all boils down to just this joy of telling stories. Libraries were and remain such a safe place for me. I grew up in the Midwest. I grew up in West Des Moines, Iowa, and it was a different time in the 80s. I guess my parents would drop me off at our public library in West Des Moines, and they'd drop me off with a sketchbook, and I would just go through and grab as many books as I could. And then I would just sit down. I'd find a little corner and sit down and just start drawing and writing stories and reading. And it's heaven. I would just say, if you love reading, you should try writing, even if you just do it for yourself. Um, you have a story in you that other people would like to hear, but even if you don't show it to anyone, just writing down your story, it investment of your time that will return incredible dividends. And I think it'll also help you appreciate what you read more. I read to help me write, but I think that I also write to help me read. So yeah, that's what I would that's the last thing I guess I would want to say, is just embrace stories and books, and don't be afraid to tell your story too.